So usually we are doing content about Vienna, but Vienna is too cold and not as colorful as it normally is. Why don't I take you to a completely different place? Let's go. In our previous episode of Urlaub in Africa, we drove you through Kenya's capital and largest city, Nairobi, all the way from Museum Hill to the Bomas of Kenya. So here we are at the Bomas of Kenya, and and in today's episode, we'll take you inside the auditorium here in the Bomas of Kenya to see a selection of the best dances of the day. In the next episode, we'll take you for a walk throughout curated traditional homesteads of Kenya, the husband's heart, to see and understand the way of life of the traditional Kenyan tribes. Will I say that is for the cows, the goats? Later in this series, you're going to drive all the way to Narok to live with and experience the modern way of living of the Maasai community that's actually led by a young, beautiful Maasai woman with her American husband. And
I would say I'm half the brainchild.
Half the brainchild.
Yes.
The other half is?
Selena,
Okay.
my wife.
Yes.
She might have more than half of the brain. Might be more than half the child.
Okay. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Why don't we first check out what is going on in the Bomas of Kenya? Let's do this. So, it's actually just beginning. Oh, okay. So Bomas of Kenya is the place you want to go if you want to see the entire country's cultural heritage at a glance. It's a curated or a miniature Kenya. So at the entrance, we actually have to pay a fee to get inside the auditorium. For a Kenyan citizen, you'd pay 200 Kenyan shillings. That's about €1.50. And for a non-Kenyan or a non-resident, you will pay 1,000 Kenyan shillings. So we made a bit of a joke at the entrance with this guy, and I was asking if there is any benefit for a spouse, a spouse of a Kenyan. And they said it would be only a benefit if the spouse, the Kenyan, is a man. If the spouse, the Kenyan spouse, is a wife, there is no benefit for for the husband. But if the Kenyan is the husband, then there will be a benefit for the non-resident wife. So we walk into this beautiful dance that just started the show, and we are trying to find a nice place to sit, a good vantage point where we are able to see the dances quite clearly, and also to be able to see around the auditorium. As you can see, there are lots of people, well, not lots, but a lot of the people there are actually mostly non-residents. And we are looking at the Harambee dancers. The Harambee dancers are, it's a group of dancers, a troupe that was founded in 1973 and was named in honor of the first president's call for unity and cooperation in building the nation of Kenya, or the Kenyan nation. So for decades, the troupe has been active, and it's still active up to date, as you can see. And so you will see a lot of these dancers coming through to showcase different cultural dances. And the dance you're looking at right now, I wasn't able to really catch what's the tribe, which tribe or dance is this. But just from looking at it, I can tell it's coming from the Kenyan coast. My lovely viewers, let's go to the comment section and let us know if you know where this dance is from. But from my own guess, this from the sound of the tunes, the dancing style, the dressing code, I can tell it's from the coast. And I'm able to tell that, especially looking at the women are wearing a piece of cloth that is very important in a Kenyan woman's wardrobe. This is the leso. They're wearing it around the waist. That's how any Kenyan woman would wear it traditionally and even up to date. And they also have something wrapped around the head. Most Kenyan women will have this wrap around their head, especially in the villages. And I'm zooming in for you to see the guys. You can see the men are wearing also something around the waist, and this is very common with men in the coast, in the coastal area, because the coast is quite a warm place. The air is very warm and dense. Is at the sea level, and so majority of the people really wear just a piece of cloth around the waist and go about their day. Most of these dances, a lot of African dances are courtship dances, so it's a lot of times the young people are going to the dances to choose a mate, and generally a lot of it is about the men trying to impress the women, because traditionally the women are the one who are choosing the mates. But at the same time, the men are also choosing the mate. It's a bit of a choose me, choose you type of a thing. It's a very beautiful dance. Anyone who went to a public school in Kenya has gone for such dances. I used to join these traditional dances a lot when I was in a dancer in the traditional groups. So the next one is walking in, and just from hearing it, I know this is a Luo folk song. Coastal folk songs and the Luo folk songs were actually one of my favorite folk songs growing up, and also we loved dancing to the songs a lot. The Oriti dance, Orutu dance. This is a different type of dressing as well. The skirt, the flary skirt, is actually made of sisal fiber, which is dyed and made into a skirt. The next dance is actually coming from the northern part of Kenya, and you can see again this is also a courtship kind of a dance where the men are actually choosing, going to pick up the girl, and traditionally it's the girl who, after you dance with the girl and are able to, and the girl likes you, maybe you are able to start courting, but generally the dance is about a courtship, choosing a mate. This is a community that is up in the north, the northeastern part of the country. You'll find a lot of the people existing here in this community are coming from the Cushitic group of Africans. Next up is the Maasai. We've changed location to this part of a vantage point because we are having our lunch. We ordered from the Utamaduni restaurant, and I forgot to take a picture of the food when it was brought. So I just remembered after we had already finished eating. And you can order from the seats and actually have your dinner or lunch, lunch served at the dining area where you are able to continue having a good view of the dances like we are. So this is the Maasai Dance, and it looks like a musical to me. Maasai community is one of the most important communities in Kenya and in Africa because of how much the community has put the country on the map. When you talk about Kenya, that conversation will not be complete without images of the Maasais. And so actually the interesting thing is that the Maasais are actually among the minority communities in Kenya because it's about 1% of the whole entire population of Kenya. And the Maasais live in the lowlands because they are mainly nomadic. And they have depended entirely on the cattle that they keep, which is sacred. The animal is sacred. It gives the Maasais absolutely everything. But of course, a lot is changing because of the way lifestyle is changing and the climate is changing. So it's not possible for the Maasais to continue as it were before. It's a very impressive community, and I can't really wait to share with you in the upcoming videos about the way of life of Maasais. The next dance, this is a Louisa Dance. I want to believe this is a Louisa Dance. I also am not quite sure. So I'm not quite sure exactly what this dance is for, my esteemed viewers. Let's go to the comment section. Let's discuss this dance. But it was one of the most impressive dances that I saw of the day. But it was so spirited, so animated. And that's why I associate it with the Luya, because that's Luya. Animated and spirited. This, for me, I think this is still a Luya dance actually, from the way the shoulders are moving. I think this is still a Luya dance. Just from the movement of the shoulders, I can guess this is Luya. Let me know in the comment section if you have a different idea or opinion. Now this, my wide guess is that this is a Nubian dance, and the Nubians are a community living in Kenya actually, but originally from South Sudan. And the Nubians in Kenya have a really long history dating back from the colonial time when they were brought to Kenya by the colonial government. And the Nubians actually don't have a very good story here in Kenya, because while they actually are Kenyans and are deserving of the Kenyan identity, they are really still living as squatters in parts of the country and still pleading with the government to give them an identity as a Kenyan. This also seems to be courtship dances where the guy goes and picks the girls. And this particular guy is actually really extremely happy to have been accepted by the woman. Yeah, so back to the Nubian story. Personally, it's one of the most heartbreaking stories about communities living in Kenya. And so I hope that something would be able to be done, and actually this community would rightfully be settled in the parts of the country and be treated rightfully. This is the famous Isukuti dance from Western Kenya. That's the Louisa Dance. And I think every Kenyan knows Isukuti. If you don't know Isukuti dance, like which high school did you go to? Like which primary school did you go to? You will find a lot of these Isukuti dances are very animated, very high-spirited dance, and any Luya in the comment section, please let us know exactly what is the Isukuti dance about. But generally, the Luyas are known to be very high-spirited in their dances and in their folk songs. The skirt is also sisal and dyed with natural dyes. Men are wearing hide from either a goat or a cow. And the women, the top is clothing right now, but traditionally this was also a hide decorated with shells or seeds or beads. Yeah, and at this point, the public or the audience gets invited. And for me, it was just so interesting to see this young girl from, I guess, northern part of Kenya, from her dressing. And she is absolutely shy to dance. Even though she's been encouraged by her friends to take up, she just gives up and goes away. But the showstopper of the day is this lady who just takes up the challenge and really actually keeps up with the dancers. She really gained my respect and actually gained the respect of even the dancers. She matched the energy and the dancing styles. That was just lovely. Very impressive, I'd say. The dances that you have seen being showcased today are actually done by Harambee dancers. They're called Bomas Harambee dancers. The troupe was founded in 1973 and was named in honor of the first president's call for unity and cooperation in building the Kenyan nation. So Harambee is that call for unity. And for decades, the troupe is still active, and its mission is to preserve music and dance traditions of various ethnic communities in Kenya and to showcase them in the international arena. And that has been happening because they have been in several international arenas out there in the world, just showcasing the Kenyan cultural heritage. And so that is what brings us to the end of this part of the video.
Thank you very much. Once again, we really appreciate your professionals. The Harambee Dance.
So we just got done at this beautiful hall here. That's where we were. In the next episode, we'll take you to the Bomas, the homesteads. Let's find out what... it's the second wife. And actually, the husband probably loved the second wife more. Because... why to take the
Hallelujah, karibuni jamani, nisikie